Take 8. Google has decided to cripple Google image search by making it come up with a page that, even though it says one thing or another, if you're building a user interface, giving somebody a blank screen is sometimes called the blank stare response, where you make a person sit there and read a bunch of stuff instead of being intuitive. What this says to me immediately, and to most of you, was Google couldn't find the image. It's asking me to fine-tune it by apparently dragging and dropping and moving this box around so that I can try to focus in on a part of it. By the way, it uses a picture of a cactus to... Anyway, this is Google's chronic behavior of making everything incredibly friendly to people who have mobile devices like cell phones and tablets, and to be very overtly and obnoxiously unfriendly to people who aren't using that. And I'm also using an older web browser. But the point is, this is giving the strong indication it couldn't find any results. It should never do this. It should just do what it did before. Now up here it says find image source, which was literally the whole point of me clicking the button. It's called Google Reverse Image Search or whatever. That's kind of the point, Google. So anyway, we click that to actually get it to get off its dead butt and do what we wanted to. And lo and behold, it had a result. It just didn't want to show it to me. This is the original source of the image, which I was trying to find out what make, model, and brand of flare gun that was, because that one is unusual looking. If you're not aware of it, the images show it being a familiar design that I couldn't quite place, and it's riveted together instead of using nuts and bolts, so it's essentially a throwaway item. Yeah, I figured out what it is now, but anyway, we'll move forward. But anyway, again, this is saying basically, I mean, it screams, I can't find that. Now, I'm asking everyone watching to do me a favor here, because they've crippled image search on purpose for some nefarious purpose, because it is Google. They used to go under the moniker, don't be evil, and we all know that's not true anymore. Did you find these results useful? Obviously, the answer is no. I want everyone to go through when they see this kind of blank stare page. I want you to go through and hit no and actually tell them, give us back Google Reverse Image Search like it used to be. You basically say, why did you ruin Google Image Search? I mean, seriously. But anyway, the website this came from, if anybody's curious about the Pyrotechnic Launcher, it's a remake or a reimagining or an imitation version of a previous flare gun. I was trying to figure out where it came from, and I figured it out now, so I'll finish up the video with that. But let's look at the one result for looking this up that it did bring up. You might have noticed there was 2 images in this picture. So here we go. This was the other image, and that's with the thing open. This was even more of a mystery because this is a very different interface than I've seen on older flare guns. But Google Image Search decided to point me at a website called Co-op Superstores Farming Calf Milk Feeders Milk Bar Feeder Teat 10-pack. Do not Google Milk Bar Feeder Teat 10-pack. I don't know what website you'll end up on. But anyway, it said it found a visual match. All right. But when I try to do Google Image Search the old way, guess what it doesn't bring up? I don't get my, 10-pack of teat fitter thingies. But I do get the page I got it from. So, again, you must not Google Milk Bar Feeder Teat 10-pack. You're not allowed to do that. So anyway, I then looked up all the flare guns under the category Webley and Scott signal pistols. I eventually ended up here and I found it. And it's a number 1 Mark V signal pistol. It's a steel-framed version that uses a steel plate design where everything's put together with screws, not rivets, mostly, to hold it together. Part of it's riveted and part of it's held together with screws. And there's another version here that's called the number 2 Mark V. So it's just a Mark V shape and design. And then up here we have the Mark III X signal pistol. And it's the Webley and Scott number 1. And this is the Lawrence of Arabia flare gun people see. And this one here is a variation of it. And brass frame and barrel version without the scoop on the front, the blunderbuss looking thing. That was to make sure you couldn't put your hand in front of the muzzle, because people did that and ended up firing the damn thing while they were trying to unload and reload it. Trying to unjam. And after about 19 16, they stopped using that trigger guard assembly shape. And if you're not aware of it, it's a piece of square bar stock that's been bent into that shape in a machine and then integrated into the design. It actually has more than that in the rest of the design. I'll try to find a manual on taking these apart and putting them together for you, if anybody is curious. So yeah, that's what it should have brought up, because this very distinctive shape and the fact that it's a flare gun. But all it did was bring up random guns, visually similar images, which, okay. And again, originally, Google image search, which is destroyed now and is replaced with Google Lens. Google Lens thinks it's a milk bar feeder teat 10-pack because they broke Google image search. Anyway, besides this one, I wanted to show you a variation or two. This is one of them that's apparently from Czechoslovakia. And that's a long boy. Yeah. But anyway, I did find out finally who made this. This was made in Canada by a company that used the design patents or copyrights or whatever from Webb Scott and made these later on for civilian and military use out of literally sheet steel, all of it riveted together. So it's a Canadian version of it. It's kind of cool looking, I guess, for some people. That's not my tempo. But at least I found out what it is, and it was from a company again that was for some reason in New Zealand. So how did the New Zealanders get a bunch of Canadian flare launchers that were a ripoff or a remake of something from Britain? I don't know, and I'm tired of looking it up. And apparently there's a gold version of this, which is kind of cool looking. I'll leave links to some of this. But anyway, again, Google image search has been ruined by Google again, and they're calling it Google Lens. And to get around it, you look up here and actually click that button and make the stupid go away, and it'll probably go back to working. Yeah. And, yeah, that's, I guess that's it. So, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and good luck with it.